Hello everyone, hope you are fine. Let us learn about nomenclature of carbon compounds. Nomenclature means naming the carbon compounds. How do we decide the names of the carbon compounds that we'll learn now? The names of compounds in a homologous series are based on the name of the basic carbon chain modified by a prefix phrase before or suffix that is phrase after, indicating the nature of the functional group. So, here you need to remember that we will have prefix and suffix while naming the carbon compounds. What is the meaning of prefix? That is phrase before, and suffix means what? The phrase after. So we will name the carbon compounds using prefix and suffix. What do they indicate? They indicate the nature of the functional group. For example, the names of alcohols are methanol, ethanol, propanol, and butanol. Now, there are some steps for naming the carbon compounds. So, these steps need to be followed. First, we have to identify the number of carbon atoms in the compound. If a compound is having 3 carbon atoms, would have the name propane. Now, this is an example given of propane, but the first step we need to remember is we need to identify number of carbon atoms present in the compound. And if we count the number of carbon atoms present in the compound, easily we can give it the name. Second step, in case a functional group is present, then it is indicated in the name of compound with either a prefix or suffix. Third point, if the name of the functional group is to be given as suffix, then the suffix of the functional group begin with a vowel A, E, I, O, U. Then the name of the carbon chain is modified by deleting the final E and adding the appropriate suffix. For example, a 3 carbon chain with a ketone group would be named in the following manner. Propane, from that we remove E, then it becomes prop plus 1, that is propanone. Fourth point, if the carbon chain is unsaturated, then the final ane in the name of the carbon chain is substituted by in or ein. Now, this all steps we will understand by studying examples. First of all, let us look at this table. If in a compound there is one carbon atom, then the name of the compound will have meth in it. For example, methane. We have one carbon. What is the molecular formula of methane? CH4. So there we have one carbon. So as prefix we have meth. So the name of carbon compound we have written methane. Why methane? Because in methane single covalent bond is present, right? That is why. If we have 2 carbon atoms in a compound, then the prefix will be eth. For example, ethane or ethene or ethyne. There all we have 2 carbons. If we have 3 carbon atoms, then the prefix is prop. Examples, propane, propene, propine. If we have 4 carbon atoms, then we have butane, butene, butine. If we have 5 carbon atoms, then we have pentane, pentene, pentine. If we have 6 carbon atoms, then we have hexane, hexene, hexine. and so on till number 10. Now let us understand some of the examples by looking at this table. In first column we have functional group, and second column we have prefix and suffix, and examples are given. Now in general, basic thing you will remember is that naming carbon compounds is done by using prefix and suffix. So that only you will remember. What is used as prefix? That will be parent chain, which means the basic chain structure, that will be parent. And as a suffix we will use the functional group. These two things you will remember. Okay, for prefix we will have the basic carbon chain, and as a suffix we will have functional group. Now let us see the example. Haloalkane, the halogen group. Okay, in which we will use the prefix as chloro, bromo, etc. Example is given chloropropane and bromopropane. Now here, as you can see, first thing, that is hydrocarbon chain is there. With that, halo group is added, that is chloro. Okay, so this way we will write name chloropropane. In second example, we have first parent chain, and with that we have functional group bromo. So the name will be bromopropane. Now how did we use propane? Because in this compound we have 3 carbons. Okay, and the 3 carbons will have prop, that is its root name. So here we will use bromopropane, chloropropane. If we have alcohol functional group, then suffix we need to use as all. Okay, here in example we have propanol. Now what is the functional group for alcohol? That is hydroxyl, OH, right? We have studied this in our previous session. Now 3 carbon atom, that is propane, but alcohol functional group is attached with it. Before what we have propane, and now alcohol is attached. So from propane we will remove this N suffix and we will add all. So it became propanol. Did you understand what I say? We will remove N suffix and we will add all suffix. So it becomes propanol. Same way, if we have aldehyde as functional group, suffix for aldehyde is L. Same example we will take here of propane. If we have propane and aldehyde group is added, so for that what do we have to do? N we will remove, and aldehyde has C double bond OH group. So we will pronounce it as propanol. Okay, so from propane, N will be removed and L will be added. So it became propanol. The next we have is ketone. Ketone is C double bond O, right? So for ketone, we have suffix 1. Same example we are taking as propane. So from propane, N will be removed and 1 will be added. So it became propanone. Okay, here we have taken same example for all the groups. If we have carboxylic acid, C double bond OH, then it will be oic acid. Suffix will be oic acid. So from propane, if the functional group C double bond OH is added, then N will be removed and oic suffix will be added. So it will become propanoic acid. If we have unsaturated compounds, that is alkenes and alkynes. When can we have alkenes? When the compounds have double bond between them. Then we have to use suffix in, ethene, butene, propene. So here also it is propene. And the last we have, if we have unsaturated carbon compounds as alkynes, which have triple bonds between them. So they have suffix as in, alkyne, propyne, butane, pentane, hexane, etc. So this is all about nomenclature of carbon compounds, that is naming the carbon compounds. We will only remember two things, prefix and suffix. What will write as prefix? The main carbon chain, and as a suffix we will add functional group. And in this table, prefix and suffix for different groups are given that we will remember. So this is all about nomenclature of carbon compounds.